support my brother, Solomon Hill, baby. He was just out there playing defense. It ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Keep LeBron James away from the GOAT conversation. You can never have lost your confidence on a basketball court and can be considered greatest of all time. This man has lost his confidence in NBA finals. To go to the finals as many times as he did with all the advantages he had, he has come up short. He called himself the greatest player of all time on his own show. When you're great, that's for other people to say about you, not for you to say about yourself. You're trying to convince yourself you're the greatest of all time when you're not. They sat me right down on a live interview with LeBron James. It's going to be the livest, most broke internet in the history of mankind. That 5 minutes is going to be incredible because that's how long that live stream is going to probably last, 5 minutes. Because that interview is going to be over. I will not get past 2 questions. So, LeBron, have you ever took steroids? First question out the bag. Have you ever took steroids? Your PEDs, EP. Look how low he is going into Steph Curry, lowering the shoulder. That is a charge. And the foul is on Steph. Almost broke my TV. Are you telling me I need to root for that? He got no goddamn move. He got no move. He can't do nothing. All right, and here we are, good people. And now everybody gets to see it live. LeBron Ramon James. Now, let's get the Golden State Warriors position. See, the Golden State Warriors position, nobody's talking about. No one's talking about what's happening with the Golden State Warriors. Now that LeBron James is not going there and he's going to Philadelphia, why did he change direction after the plans were supposed to go through? They re-signed Pop for 2 years, saying we're getting LeBron. He wants to come to Golden State. This was the move. They signed for 2 years for Pop, who was going to leave after this season. He was going to have Curry and LeBron together. This was going to be a big push, a big shift in what was going to happen as far as assignments. Now, since everything has gone and made a turn, the Boston Celtics put all of this in motion. He was never going back to Cleveland, no matter what. Now the Cavs fans are upset, but we're going to deal with that at another time. The Heat was never an option. Timberwolves was never an option. He was never going to play for those teams. Look, let's keep the focus right where it was. The 76ers and Warriors. And the 76ers came into play once they got Jaylen Brown. They didn't believe LeBron was coming there. That's why they signed Dean Wade. They signed Dean Wade not having any thought about LeBron James coming there. That's how not committed to this they were. He was sold in on going to the Golden State Warriors. Here's the position that many people did not know and did not understand. No one really cares. You mean no one really cares about the Knicks? You see, there's a world and then there's New York. And when y'all have a panel for your world champions and barely anybody cared, y'all wasn't even the main panel. It was like, damn, this is the city. For the Fanatics Fest, that was embarrassing. Can you imagine OKC having a rally in their town for their championship coordination? And they're bringing out the trophy and everything, and the people of OKC just don't give a damn. It's all about, oh, LeBron's here. That was pathetic, y'all. Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco had more of a buzz. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. This is what happens when you don't have a superstar. Now, let's get this back to perspective. The Golden State Warriors made a decision after LeBron James wouldn't make his. He wanted them to acquire Anthony Davis. They had to move from Jimmy Butler. LeBron was not keen to playing with Jimmy. And wanted to move Jimmy Butler for Anthony Davis. So not, using his people to do the talking. LeBron personally himself is not going to have that conversation so he can have complete deniability. So the people that represent LeBron, if that make it sound better, okay, to make it more accurate for you, the people that represents LeBron James indicated that he would like Jimmy Butler moved. Doesn't think Jimmy and him would be a good fit to winning a championship. Now, he got the Steph okay to be on the team, but wanted Steph to get behind moving Jimmy. Steph told Team LeBron, I don't get involved in team politics. Never have, never will. I'm a player on this team. They pay me to play, not dictate. That was Steph's response. I'm not going to go in there and say we need to get rid of somebody. He's never done it and never will. So Steph Curry said, I've never done that in my life. I don't want to ever be that kind of player. I'm not going to go in there and say we need to move Jimmy Butler. And Draymond didn't agree with them getting rid of Jimmy. Said, no, man, we could work with Jimmy. Jimmy cool, man. He's coachable. No, he's smart. He know the game, bro. Bron, you know the game. No, we could work with Jimmy. Man, most of these dudes is hoes, bro. They hoes. You need Jimmy. The Warriors was 12 on a 12-2 run before Jimmy got hurt. Jimmy Butler brought the Lakers back. The Warriors back to prominence. And because of that, the organization felt it might be a little too premature to pull the plug on Jimmy Butler and trade him. Now, they will have a decision to make after this season because he'll be eligible for free agency. Now, will they resign Jimmy? Who knows? But Jimmy says he feel like he's going to be better than ever. He's coming back. The team had assured him they had no plans of trying to get rid of Jimmy Butler, as they shouldn't. We're going to go with an unknown with Anthony Davis as far as his health concerned, saying this guy hasn't played 25 games in 2 years. Like, he basically missed all of last season and came back near the end of the season, but he started the season out of shape. And that was the Anthony Davis thing. No, they can't go back to 2021 Anthony Davis. So the Warriors are scouting the situation, saying he's motivated to come, but the Wizards want a fortune for Anthony Davis. And they're upset that they're getting calls from people wanting to trade Anthony Davis. And they're like, we never said we wanted to trade Anthony Davis. Hold up. Matter of fact, why is Anthony Davis trying to conduct a trade behind our back and force us to trade him? So now they feel betrayed by Anthony Davis. And even though he's been talking like he wants to be a Warrior everywhere, is he really staging a coup behind the scenes to have himself traded? So the Wizards asked for everything under the sun. Because contrary to what people believe, the Golden State Warriors got all the money in the world. The Golden State Warriors are not near the second apron. They are very cap happy. They can pick up anybody right now. The Warriors are probably 1 or 2 players away, but they're like, look at their roster. Their roster is thin for the West. The West is not that strong. The organization felt the team was thriving near the end of the season, and they were in competition with Jimmy, and he took a lot of pressure off Steph, something that Podzinski or whatever didn't do. Nobody's afraid of Pods, and when Pod is in your starting lineup, other teams can take advantage of him in situations where you have a bunch of big, aggressive guards like Minnesota. They could just walk them. So the narratives never change, even though people want them to. Well, his ACL surgery will have him back. But if you look at their schedule, Moses Moody is getting paid the most money on their team for the salary that they're committed for next year. That's outside of, Steph Curry, Jimmy, and Pods. You're looking at Moses Moody, Al Horford, the rookie Yaxel, Lindenborg, Santos, and Porzingis. All that money combined for those 5 players is $35 million. $35 million for 5 players. That's what they're committed for next season. Well, moving forward. So they're good. So this is everybody's really last year on their leg, the deal and everything. So Draymond is getting ready to sign a deal that's going to pay him $28 million a season. So his deal, like he's going to get $28 million next year when he comes back, but he's re-signing with the Warriors. No one had him really leaving. Everybody's like, he's going to go and join Philly. They're going to trade Joel Embiid for Draymond. I'm like, they're not trading Draymond. So that's out. Steph is going to play with Dre until his career is out. Well, no. Here's the thing. You can't go and teach Golden State how to win championships. If you're LeBron James. What is LeBron James going to do for them? LeBron James going to go there and teach Golden State how to win? All right, look, y'all, huddle up. Listen to me. Come on. Yep. You over there. Yep. Get close. All right. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to teach y'all how to win. Yup, I know y'all got full in 6 years and all that, but I know how to win right now. Yep. I know y'all won a championship right after me, like in 2023 or whatever. Y'all won since I had that bubble thing. Y'all won a whole season and won again. But right now, is me being 42 with gout. I'm going to tell you, I know what to do. Just listen to my brain. I got an idea. Get rid of Jimmy. Get AD. No, we can't get Russ. Don't get Russ. Nah. But it's some free agents out there we can grab. We're gonna make some trades. And then we're gonna have a whole new team. Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to Rich. Rich got a couple of guys he holding out. We can get some of them. Yep. We can make a run. Yeah. How many draft picks we got? Yeah, we're gonna trade all them motherfuckers. Yeah, they gotta go. Yep, that's too many draft picks. We gotta get rid of all of them. Then we can get about 3 more players. Yep. Detroit. Yeah, Detroit, man. They got some dogs over there. We gotta break that up. Yep. We can get that point guard. Yeah, we trade pods right away. We get that Dennis Jenkins. Yeah, he's on a 1-year deal. Yep. We make a move for him. Yep. Get Dennis Jenkins over here. We can. Yep. It's a lot we can do. Golden State heard all that and said, "We're out." So the Golden State Warriors was out of the LeBron James business. Now, I know that might shock a lot of people to say, what the hell did he just say? But that's true. No. Here's the narrative, people. All these people have no idea what in the world is going on when it comes to these crazy decisions being made outside of the factors of what people are used to. And when people are used to and they're used to traveling and doing these different things, seeing the game for what it's supposed to represent, you end up going into
a stratosphere of different selections that's being made. So when you see that LeBron and they're out on LeBron, you have to think about certain decisions. And Rich Paul is going to say the dumbest things in the world. And Steph Curry's pitch to LeBron is, we already know how to win. So we know how to win. You need us. We know how to win. That was an insult to LeBron James. He felt like, I know how to win too. I mean, what do you mean? You got 4, I got 4. And he was like, really? We won 4 in 6 years. You've been there 10 times. We know how to win it. Hell, 3 of our championships come from playing you and playing against you. That's because y'all had all the weapons. Well, we used the draft, and you like to get rid of draft picks. That's a difference. We use the draft. You give up draft picks. See how that don't regulate right there? So anyway, LeBron was not thrilled with the roster and wanted to tweak and change the roster. Porzingis and Big Al, he didn't have a problem with them. Of course, he didn't have a problem with Draymond Green, but who's his reserve? And what LeBron's concern was is when Draymond go to the bench, who's going to replace him? You got Lindenberg, the rookie. You got Santos, who LeBron likes Santos. He's not big on Pozinski or whatever. LeBron is not big on him at all. But he's like, you guys don't have a bench that could contend. Steph goes to the bench. Who's going to replace him? Melton? His backup is going to be who? Melton? Moody's out. Jimmy's out for a period of time, even before the season starts. Jimmy ain't going to start the season. Moody damn sure ain't going to start the season. So there's going to be a lot to ask a rookie, Lindenberg, to have to come in and fill in the spots. So they have a lot of space to pick up players. DeMar DeRozan, I don't think so. You have to think about and get the parameters set. Let's get the parameters set. Let's get all of this put together in one big bowl and say, all right, well, what are we doing here? What is the Warriors' plans? Like, let's say, hey, man, we're not getting LeBron James. What are we going to do? Okay, well, let's put this focus on Jimmy, who believed that this surgery or whatever this is going to revive his career. And okay, would they be in the top 10? Will Golden State be able to deal with Houston? Would they be able to beat Phoenix? Would they be able to beat any of these teams in the West? I see them being in a playoff spot, but I don't see them as title contention, even with LeBron James. If LeBron got AD, him, and picked up a couple of other players, they still don't win. They still don't get to a championship. They still are not going to beat Luka and the Lakers. There's no way. LeBron had to get out of the West. He knew I can't run against OKC. I don't want to have to play OKC unless it's a finals. I don't want to have to play San Antonio unless it's a finals. No, man, the West, man, they run too much in the West. I gotta get to the East, but they slow it down. Yeah, y'all don't run like the West. Damn. I felt like I was on the track team. Right. Injuries dictate. Like, we've already declared what was the situation. We already told you the league's primary position. We told everybody. So everybody's been hitting me up. Like, now everybody's talking about Lakers and 76ers. Now everybody's talking about that. You see, it's everywhere. And the people hitting me up, Signal, you was right. Look, and they sending it to me every article. It seems like this would be the great stage. The Lakers and 76ers game is going to be huge. Of course, it's going to be huge. That's what the league wants. Ratings. Let's see what happens when the schedule comes out. AD of August 6th is eligible for a $274 million deal. So is Washington willing to pay him the $275 for 4 years? So I'm quite sure they're going to work out some type of deal with Anthony Davis, or they're going to just have to deal Anthony Davis. Now, if depends on what deal he does, he's eligible in the first year to make $62 million. Now, you're got to be asking yourself, am I going to pay that type of money for Anthony Davis at this point in his career? Do I feel comfortable just basically throwing away all kind of craziness? It's like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. No. Why would the Pistons want Anthony Davis? Why would I want a guy who's played like 20-some games? There's no way I would want Anthony Davis on the team. But see, the Golden State Warriors position hasn't really changed whatsoever. Their position is like, we're not going to be held hostage to LeBron James. No, because they could use that in an argument, but they would lose the argument because it never changes the position. LeBron James didn't lead a team to a championship. He's the fourth option. So he's on the sidelines, or he's a supporting cast member. He's not leading a team to a championship. If Philly was favored to win it without him. Remember, I told y'all the agenda before LeBron even got on the team. I made that video before LeBron made his decision. My video was about a month old that got them up there. They got Lakers and Joel Embiid, and this team is Joel is first option. Maxey is 2. 3 is Jaylen Brown. 4 is VJ, really. VJ Edgecombe is really the 4th option. LeBron is really the 5th option, to be honest, because there's no way LeBron should be taking more than 6, 7 shots in a game. He really should be coming off the bench. Draymond don't even play golf like that. They put LeBron out there to play golf with Draymond and the rest of those guys because that's it. You know, this is what they're going to do. Draymond stays close to LeBron because that's his road dog. LeBron made sure I'm going to pay him to make sure he's safe, straight. But he never played with Draymond. And he played with Draymond. I wanted him to go to Golden State just to see that dynamic explode. Like Golden State has been the golden team, and here they is finna let the black sheep into the damn family, and who's gonna screw it all up. So let's get to the other news too. Bronny James was going to go to the Golden State Warriors. That wasn't a problem. Finding a roster spot for Bronny was no problem. The 76ers are not getting Bronny James. So LeBron is going to be without Bronny, and JJ Redick is pretty much going to be the babysitter of Bronny James, who they intend to keep on the team in Los Angeles, keep sending him to G League, whatever. But he's staying in LA, and I'm going to tell y'all the reason why this is happening. He's not going to Philadelphia. And the reason he's not going to Philly is because Savannah doesn't want him out there in Philly because there's no one. LeBron would have to protect him. Out there in Philly on the East Coast, it's a whole different animal than being around what he knows. He knows California. He knows all that. He doesn't know Philly, and Philly would eat him alive. She doesn't want Bronny to go through that. Yeah, Bron is very petty. So him and Jaylen Brown is going to have a conversation. They said they were straight, before that, but LeBron still remembered what he said about Bronny last time. So it is what it is. But the Lakers is basically a parting gift for LeBron James coming there. They're going to keep Bronny James on the roster for this year and let him play out his final year. Now, next year, LeBron, in his deal with the 76ers, he still is a free agent after this year. He has a player option as part of his $4 million this year and $4 million the next if he wants to opt back in. And it's all contingent on what happens in this season. So he's not married to being here the next year. He could just leave and join another team. Yep. Now, when people say, what is the essentialness when it comes to LeBron James? There isn't any. LeBron James is what we know as, he's known as the most arrogant, narcissistic team destroyer in history. He destroys teams. He destroyed the Lakers. They had to endure him all last season. And they let him pretty much run it without bringing Luka back. Once Luka got hurt, that became a narrative. We're going to trade AD for Embiid at the trade deadline. Do you know this is what kind of hell they would get in Philly for trading Joel Embiid for Anthony Davis? Embiid played with an appendix surgery. The man had surgery, came back and played after getting his appendix taken out. Bridges went straight to him and hit him right in the spot he got stitched up at. The man has no appendix in his body. Nothing wrong with Anthony Davis, but his fingernail got jammed. I think I broke my finger. AD broke his finger, he thinks, and now he's out. Came in the season fat as hell, played fat as hell. His fadeaway shot wasn't falling, and the dominant force that was AD was not there. Well, some of the Warrior fans who feel like what's next for the Warriors, we missed out on LeBron. What is Dunleavy doing? Dunleavy doesn't know what he's doing. This is crazy. Well, Dunleavy, who's another person that known LeBron James for a very long time, is before his father passed. They knew him, Mike Dunleavy Sr., played on the Cavs with LeBron. They traded him for Kyle Korver, but still had a good relationship with him. Dunleavy's back injury was too messed up for him to even have a career to ride with LeBron, so they used him as leverage to bring in Kyle Korver. A lot of people think Kevin Durant could be going in there in a big move as Houston would trade Kevin Durant back to Golden State. It's like he had a chance to go back to Golden State and he didn't do it last time. Well, it always pivot and change with LeBron, right? When LeBron wasn't going to get paid the max and they gave Austin Reeves the money, Rich Paul said, LeBron James just wanted an explanation. At least explain it to him why he shouldn't get the max. Remember? Just explain it to me why LeBron James wouldn't deserve the max. That's all we're saying. Remember that? So it wasn't about playing for the veteran minimum. So LeBron deserved an excuse. Somebody had to explain it to him why he shouldn't get the max. Why wouldn't LeBron get the max contract? It doesn't make sense. Remember that? Now, how do we go from somebody needs to explain to us why LeBron James shouldn't get the max? Like he's still a max player. To it ain't about the money. It ain't about the money, then why was you crying and bitching and complaining about Austin Reeves getting paid? Somebody got to show me why I'm not eligible for the max. Because you 41. Why would they be paying you a max salary in your 41 years of age? They were all ready to promote you and Steph Curry. Everybody saw it. Everybody knew the reasons. You were supposed to be the guy. You felt from being the guy. You became the exception to the rule. Like, don't be LeBron James. Don't be this guy. None of these guys were thinking straight. So now you go into the season with all of these people not thinking straight, and they get into a situation where people are saying, hey, I don't want to go deal with this. I don't need this nonsense in my life. Let's come up with a better plan. Let's do it this way, X, Y, and Z. So now what we're seeing is 90% of the people that's there are changing the way they approach their situations. They're making excuses when there shouldn't even be any. They're rendering situations hopeless before there was even an opportunity for it to even be declared hopeless. So now Golden State is supposed to go into obscurity because LeBron James didn't show up. That's supposed to be the going thing now. That's the trend. That's what's supposed to happen. He didn't show up. Now we're going to suck. Because a 41-year-old man is supposed to come in and teach us he's supposed to be the missing piece. So LeBron James at 41, who doesn't guard anybody, is the missing piece they need to win a championship. When Philly was already, after getting Jaylen Brown, who was the most important piece of any team, to be the team to go to a championship. They're favored to be the number one team in the East. And here's the New York Knicks or whatever. They are like probably fourth or fifth in the selection. Like no one believes in them. They're a joke. So now they're going to go into the play-in and figure it all out. So Dunleavy's going to have to make a splash in Golden State. They said LeBron doesn't want to be PJ Tucker. Well, he just took the veteran minimum. He was going to take Golden State was going to pay him more money to go to Golden State. Draymond was restructuring his deal so they could have more money to pay Bron and get other players over. Then once Jaylen Brown was traded, LeBron came up with every excuse not to pull the trigger. Like, I'm not sure y'all can get AD, and I'm going to need some insurance. And they're like, well, we're not going to get AD if you ain't coming here. So LeBron coming there was going to lead to a trade of AD and Jimmy Butler. Plus, they were making other trades that they were going to make to bring in other players. KCP was going to go join the Golden State Warriors. they're going to have a lot of different players on the team that are accustomed to LeBron James liking. The first red flag was Hachimura. Hachimura, he thought that they could have picked up Hachimura, and it would make more sense to trade young talent and draft picks to pick up Hachimura. But he's not the GM. That's what he said. I'm not the GM, but man, I would never let Hachimura go. Man, he was the one really saving our season last year. Yeah, he was saving our bacon. Just go look at the numbers. You don't have to believe me. You know, they say I don't know nothing about the game, but man, Ryu, yeah, he saved our bacon on a lot of nights. Yeah. Some nights we just didn't have it. You know, all of us, and he pulled us through a lot of games. Yep. So us not getting him, I'm just saying, he can only help. Yep. Now it's all flipped upside down and falling on top of his head. Well, they kept saying Golden State is out of the conversation, and it was between Cleveland and Miami where he was going to go. Remember that when it got to that point, Mike Dunleavy got pissed that LeBron James is trying to make deals with other teams for players behind his back. Like he doesn't, like, you're nothing. What are we listening to you for? See, when LeBron start getting too much into his LeBron James, it affects the rest of the team. So when you look at LeBron James and he goes down this rabbit hole of doing A, B, C, and D, and everybody else is looking at it, they're like, damn, this dude is really arrogant. And I'm the forever king. That's me. I'm the forever king. Yep. That's what I do. Yep. So if you look at what Elton Brand and what they did with Daryl Morley and LeBron and like that structure all together, now there's a GM and a president that he knows is going to listen to him 24/7. All we're going to watch is how he's going to screw this team up in 2 years. This is going to be an epic collapse called Sign, the Rise of the Philadelphia 76ers. And he's wearing Jelly Bean Bryant's number, right? A jersey Kobe would never wear when he had a chance to come back to Philly and play alongside Allen Iverson. And he's like, I wore that for the magazine, but I would never wear my dad's number. He said, that's why I was 24. He was 23, I'm 24. But he's always been disrespectful of Kobe Bryant. He took Kobe Bryant's locker, Kobe's parking space that he had. He took that. He wanted to come to LA and erase Kobe Bryant's everything. But he couldn't. Because that man was submitted. And then when Kobe passed, he used Kobe Bryant's death to market himself. It was the sickest thing I've seen in human history, while the world is grieving the loss of Kobe, his daughter, and the people that was on the helicopter. They just couldn't believe what an accident like that could take place. And once that happened, it became a free like storm. The organization, the people in LA, mostly that feel the blow, is devastated. And this guy wants to use it to market himself. That right there would show you how low this person would stoop. Right when they come in and it has rest in peace Kobe and Gianna on the Lakers thing, LeBron was like, told them, like, give my picture. And posing, he got his head down right by the sign. When the players would walk in at the sign on the wall, and they would leave messages and stuff up there. And LeBron wanted his photo, putting his head down. And that's when one of the players knew how phony LeBron was. And it was like, he didn't care, he didn't cry, he just wanted to talk on the podium, and that's when he cried, did the fake tear. Then once the Lakers let him speak on the podium that time, but when it was time for the funeral, LeBron wasn't allowed to speak. Jordan was going to speak, and LeBron thought he was going to go up there and talk again about it, and they were like, no, this is for people that actually was friends with Kobe Bryant. You or people that was close to him in his life. You're not one of them. So to basically be as disrespectful as possible, he's not even there. Then you got people lying. No, he was in the back. I saw him. Bro, nobody has seen LeBron James because he wasn't there. And there's been no photo. Nobody has reportedly seen LeBron James because he was not there. Then come the trophy, the statue presentation for Kobe and Gianna, and the one for Kobe. And teammates went there, and Darvin Ham, D Ham was there. LeBron like, no, I'm not going to that. No, I'm not going to that. Because the Lakers organization said, hey, let us know. We got to, because they're going to provide security. And the NBA got to know if you're going, that they can have like LeBron James type security. LeBron got his own security guys, plus the NBA is going to have their security there. So they need to know if LeBron James is going. And he's like, no, I'm not going to that. We got a game. We got a game later today. I need my rest. I need my rest. This is what he says about a statue honoring Kobe. He needs his rest. We got a game today, so I need my rest. So this is why nobody respects this guy. I mean, seriously, nobody respects him. Right. All you're going to do is ride a 5-out, 4-out offense. That's it. That's all he wants to. That's the only thing he wants to really implement. Yeah. Now let's put this in perspective also. Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe. Who's going to be the scapegoat? Because it's not going to be LeBron James. We already know that. So if we know it's not going to be LeBron James, then who else is it going to be? Because Kwame Brown was in the NBA. He knows, like, players who played in the league knows exactly what it is. Well, when people get weird and they do things that just don't have any connection to anything, it's because the direction is off. Oh no, it's one of these like IG models that be hanging around in Philly. They got these shirts and stuff. They be trying to get players, and all this stuff. So they have a shirt come out some "I love making hoes mad." You ever seen one of them? They be out there. They got the little shirt that comes up and they let their little belly hang out or whatever. They wear their shirt. I love making hoes mad. And they got those shirts out there. They be trying to go get NBA basketball players. So they be looking for the rookies and stuff like that. Guys that's like in the league. Believe me, they know your numbers. They know where you rank. They know you play in the league. They be, oh man, are you any good? When LeBron James was in front of me and he was going back to the locker room and I'm over the rails talking to LeBron, he hears me so clearly. He had first, you guys heard me talk to him for 2 hours till my phone died. You heard me give LeBron the business for 2 hours straight for that whole game. He was getting nothing but the business from me. I flew back home early because it was a back-to-back game. I watched the game in Florida, the first game, and that's when Pat Bev them schooled him, talking about you too small when he was on the Bulls. And man, they had to play the Lakers again on a back-to-back, this time in Chicago. I was like, oh, it's the next one in Chicago? I'm like, I'm cutting this trip short. Got back on a plane, flew all the way back to Chicago, went straight from the airport to the game. And what did I tell LeBron as he was going back to the dressing room? I gave it to him for the whole time. That's the only part I wish I really had on tape. Everybody was sticking their arm out for an autograph, and they got me by the Lakers side. I didn't know I was going to be on the Lakers side. I was just trying to get a ticket to get in there. And man, I was right there. The Laker bench is here, and I'm right here on the Lakers side. This is where the side where the family members are. You got the Lakers family members, Lakers cousins, somebody's mama. They got some kids there, and all these little kids that like LeBron. I'm messing up their whole experience. That lady was so mad at me. You've been talking the entire game. I'm like, yep, that's right. You want to enjoy the game? Come back next time without me. Pray and hope you don't see me here, because if that bum is on the court, So yeah, it was going up. So here comes LeBron, right? He jumps up. He's about to come back to the locker room. Everybody, the game is about over. You know, LeBron like to be the first one off the court. So everybody start going to the rail. I get over there. And they getting their stuff ready. I'm like, yeah, you bum. You will never get up out my city. You will never be Kobe Bryant. You will never be Kobe Bryant. Everybody's like, please, brother, son. I said, get out of this city. We don't respect you. You will never be Kobe Bryant. You will never be him. Oh, my God, it was brutal. It was brutal. He had his head down, and his eyes went like this. Like he wanted to look to see who said that. Then he had his head down. And he was walking straight to the back. Yeah, you know exactly who was there. I was like, you will never be Kobe Bryant. So that was the last thing I said to you when you was in my presence, LeBron. I told you would never be him. You would never be him. Get out of my city. We don't respect you, and you will never be Kobe Bryant. You will never be him. As a basketball player, he wants that respect. Players feared Kobe Bryant. Other players, they honor Kobe. Kobe was the guy. He was the god when he was here. Now, nobody talked bad about him till he was gone. Then now they want to talk about LeBron and all this. Because they know, man, when Kobe was alive, y'all didn't have anything to say. That's why the people like, man, I want to honor these fools. Like, these dudes are soft. He said, Embiid begged LeBron. You begging a guy that might trade you up out of there. Philly is not going to trade Embiid because that would prove everything they did wrong. Maxi's not going to get traded. VJ and Jaylen Brown and Wade will be the people they blame. VJ Eshcom might be in another team. They'll be blaming VJ Eshcom's decisions and why didn't he get a ball to LeBron? You know, he's not maturing in his second year, and LeBron could be in the way. You know, it's all of these things. VJ should probably come off of the bench. LeBron's going to use his media, his influence to screw his team up. And they gave him a player option next year. Mm-hmm. That's what I told you. Brian want a big five. He don't want a big three. No, I need a big five. No, three ain't gonna cut it no more. No, not in this league. You need a big five. And then his fans would be, see, Brian said it. You need a big five now. See, back then, three is all you need, but the game is harder now, so you need a five. Brian needs a big five. You get Brian a big five. when you have others that are responsible, and like today on the Patreon VIP members, definitely this is your day. It's been y'all week. Okay, we've been hitting y'all with a lot of stuff nobody know about. We went into some things about the OJ situation y'all didn't know about with the Nicole Kidman stuff. Y'all didn't know all that. We hit you about Carmelo Anthony. We hit you about a whole bunch of stuff. We got a lot more stuff coming. I've just been trying to feed y'all in doses. Yeah, well, it's like this: barbecue or mildew. What you gonna do? I mean, for real, how much are you gonna give up control of your team to a 41-year-old man who can't defend anybody and is a liability on the floor? That he might pretty much jeopardize what you had built here. And the Boston Celtics, who trade Jaylen Brown because they feel Tatum is the better player and the star. No, he's better marketable for them. Markability, this new owner wants to build it around Tatum. He does not have any rapport with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was not part of the reason he required a majority share stock ownership into the Boston Celtics. He wants Jason Tatum. He wants these white guys. He wants guys that's going to bow down and kiss his feet and do what they say do, even in the offseason. Why can't he be quiet like Tatum? See, that's what they want. Tatum shows up, he kisses dudes. That's what America wants. America does not want to see an uppity black guy speak on issues. And he's playing in the big three. Now, what if he gets hurt? Well, he's not getting hurt. He's playing in the big three as an active NBA basketball player. Something else the league doesn't like. But what they're going to do about it? See, they want to control your free will. They want to tell you when to have surgery. In the offseason, you need to have surgery. Yeah, on your time, not on their time. When they got injured, on your time. Racist men don't, he said, racists don't pay black men millions of dollars. Yeah, they do. They do it all the time. If they're billionaires, what is $1 million to them? Plus, they're gonna just tax the hell out of you to get it all back anyway. You're gonna end up leaving this game broke within 5 years of retirement. Broke. Trust me, I see it all the time. And they say, oh, well, they keep buying spinning rims. They need those rims to spin. I mean, how much do you think spinning rims cost? They find every excuse except for the actual truth. You got an agent, you got a manager, you got all these people you got to pay. They got personal fitness instructors. You have all these people to pay that's taking out percentages of your money. Then you got to put money together for your insurance. Well, he's saying this is the final decision, but really, well, still near the trade deadline, they could possibly move Bronny James to the 76ers, but they saying Savannah didn't want him to move. LeBron don't want Bronny to be traded. I never looked at LeBron as if he was that kind of player. I look at LeBron James and I see a guy that can't do what he used to do anymore. I see a player that's trying to hold on to old glory. I see a player that is past his prime. I see a player that's done. In every aspect of the word, he is done to me. I have no real, dog in the fight. So when I'm looking at it, uh, no, it's a lot of them that just haven't paid any attention to what was going on. So naturally, things are going to change once they get in line with what's happening out there in the world. Like it's like if somebody's eating barbecue every day, like if you putting all that charcoal in your body, boy, what are you doing? Right? I want to be the quintessential quintessential player of all time if I'm playing in the game. But if we're gonna look at it and be realistic, how are they gonna compete? How are they gonna contend with a team like Detroit that defends? Like they got the name recognition and everything, but do they get down and dirty like the Pistons? No. See, y'all just remember, oh, beef stew and Duran, and when they ain't on the floor, we still play tough. You know why? Because our head coach is tough. He ain't gonna take nothing from nobody, not a player, nobody. Beef Stew couldn't get down with that. Beef Stew had the rope. Now it was a money decision, but it was also a situation they weren't comfortable with. Well, most people didn't realize that they don't understand the majority of these NBA basketball players, they have to think about family and where they're going to position themselves. LeBron James don't have to think about that. He could play anywhere he can in the world. He's not around his family a lot anyway. All of this, like, man, I need to be around my family. Savannah does not care about where he is. Okay, she does not care. She's so used to not being around LeBron James. That is the most business-oriented marriage anybody has ever seen. I know, right? I know y'all comments are crazy. That's what, I'm reading the war y'all got going on in the comment section, and it is crazy. CP3 to Philly. The Chris Paul come out of retirement. That's a LeBron move. I can see them doing that. Picking up CP3 for the championship run. Man, there's no way. Jordan and LeBron, like, he is not Kobe Bryant. On no levels is he Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I know. That steak is well done. Yeah, I'm gonna go to KB live. I think KB going live now. Go see what he's talking about. All right, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Don't forget VIP Patreon tonight.